Welcome to Math Soul. In this video, we are going to see the modification of trigonometric function by changing the period. And as you can see here, if you see my previous video, that I already showed that when you have the value before x, which is we are considering as a b, in order to get the period, what we need to do, we just need to divide with that number. So you know that period usually for sine x is twice pi, and we have to divide with that value b, which is 2 in this case. So our pi will be here, the period will be the pi, sorry, the period will be the pi. So it means the complete circle will be completed in pi. So if you make the graph now, you know that our graph will be um, that 4 equal segment, the to complete the whole circle for each quadrant, and then that one will be the complete circle will be completed in pi, because pi is the period. So if you have that one pi, you know that half of it here, which is pi over 2, and if you do the half of here, because this is 0, so from 0 to half of pi over 2, if you divide by 2, it will be pi over 4, right? And then always the third one is the 3 times of the first one, which is 3 pi over 4. Very simple. You need to scale it like that. Now that's done. So our one complete circle will be completed from 0 to pi. That's the only difference, and the rest you can see amplitude is 1. So we know that our amplitude is 1 here. So minimum value is -1, and then nothing change. So as you know that the graph start from here for the sine from 0, and then it will go up in the first quadrant, and then coming down to 0, and then coming down to minimum value, and then coming back to 0 at in the whole after completing the cycle. In this case, instead of twice pi, it's pi. So now if you draw the graph, it's just connecting like that, and then coming back like that, and then adding like that, and then going back to that, right? So that's the sine graph, and this is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis, right? This is our y. So in this case, it is sine of 2x. I can just write down, which is sine of 2x. Now what will happen if it's not 2x, if it's a half x? So we are just trying to use the cos for that. So I'm just trying to show different function, uh, but how to calculate the period for that function? So you can see the period for this one will be twice pi over half, because half is sitting before x, so you have to divide with that number sitting. That's what we did before. So now it will be 4 pi. So what does it mean? It means our complete circle will be completed in 4 pi. So if you start the graph, it means you have to make a same 4 segment, but our 4 segment, fourth one will be finished in 4 pi. So it means the 4 pi complete our circle, and if you start from 0, obviously, then you can see the mid of that 4 pi and 0, it will be 2 pi, and then 0 to 2 pi, it's obviously pi, then it will be 3 pi, 3 times of pi, or you can see 2 pi and 4 pi, the middle will be 3 pi. And now our amplitude, if you look at our amplitude, it is 2. So our amplitude is 2, so we have to go up to 1 and 2. So this is 2, this is 1. Same way you have to go the negative side, which is -1, -2. Okay, usually you know that the cos start from the upper point or upper limit, where is 2, so the start from there and then come down and then going up again, right? That's how the pattern of cos that I already explained in my previous video. But in this case we have a negative, and I already mentioned that in my previous video again, that the negative is just reflecting the graph along the x-axis, which is here. That's the x-axis. This is y, which is -2 cos of half x. Now because it's reflecting, it means the where it was +2, now it will be -2. It means the graph starting other way around, it's starting from the -2, and then the pattern will be the same. It will go down like that, it will be 0, and then it will be +2 at maximum point, so it will be just adding like that, right? And then it will come down to 0 again at 3 pi, so it's coming like that, like that, and then again it will coming to lowest value, which is -2 at 4 pi when you complete the circle, right? So at completing the circle, so usually the graph we do 0 to 2 pi, and then it's coming to the maximum or minimum value at 2 pi, but in this case 4 pi because our period gonna change. So now even if I ask you to extend the graph, doesn't matter which direction you're doing, but in this case I can show you doing the negative direction, then you can do the same thing. But remember the scaling, if you go down to the negative, it would be the negative 4 pi, because you know that from 0 pi 2 pi, so it's negative pi, obviously negative 2 pi, negative 3 pi, negative 4 pi. So it means if you extend it again, our complete circle in the other side also, it will go, next circle will cover 0 to 4 pi again, right? So and then if I go again, then it's 4 pi to 8 pi, because the in between should be the 4 pi. So each segment, the difference between this each segment will be pi. Okay, now if I just continuing the graph and just put the dot dot, maybe just okay, that's okay. You can just go again, go to the maximum here. So in here just coming like that, so just could be a little bit better, yep. And then here again is coming down here, and then at 4 pi it's maximum, it's already showing that it's coming like in this case the lowest value at 4 pi, right? So if you look at the graph now, you can see just like a continuing the first one that I drawed already. So you just copy of that, because you know that each cycle is just complete circle from 0 to 4 pi, and this is just extension. So you can do extending in the left side or right side, doesn't matter, unless the question said you have to draw it from 0 to like one circle, like 0 to 4 pi, or two complete circle, or it's saying that minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi, then you have to look at which one is minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more up-to-date videos, please subscribe my channel.